So let's talk about your spread here. So first of all, we have the Three of Wands as well as the Nine of Wands. So both of these cards signify some type of a situation where you are waiting on something, okay? And it brings about excitement, but it also brings about nervousness. So coming out so early in the spread indicates to me that a lot of you might be awaiting some news, and the news might be a little bit conflictual. The news might bring about a sense of competition because of the wand energy. The wand energy indicates passion, drive, ambition, and fire. There might be a situation where you are trying to very hard to win over a client. You're trying to secure something. So this seems to me like it might be more on the work front, where you have all these projects and they're looking for contractors, for example, is what I'm feeling for a lot of you. Different organizations, different company and different firms are looking for a contractor, or looking even for people to take on a specific role or a specific title within that company. And I feel that you're waiting for them to come in. You're trying to wait on to hear from them, like waiting on communication, or you're waiting for the opportunity to open up so that you can start applying. And like I said, when it first comes in, it seems very, very exciting, but I do feel what ends up happening is there's a lot of paperwork that piles up here with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands usually indicates a situation where we have to take a step back in order to recoup our strength, in order to fight another day. Okay, so a lot of you might be waiting for opportunities, and then when the opportunities come in, there are plenty of opportunities. As you can see, he's looking on the horizon and there are 5 ships sailing towards him and he's ready. But I feel like there's an element of surprise here where the options that are coming in are a lot more than you initially anticipated. And as a result of it, you might be inundated with a lot of work. You might have to take a step back in order to reassess what needs to do first, the whole triage system. What's important? What do I need to take care of now? Okay. I feel for a lot of you, this might be, waiting on news based on some type of a financial offer in which you have to customize yourself, in which you have to I guess with different firms, you have to play up certain assets about yourself. And then others, you have to downplay certain assets about yourself. Okay, so if they're looking for somebody who's a little bit more of a conformist, for example, you have to play up the strength that you are very, very much a team player and you follow the rules. Whereas another firm, like a think tank, they might be looking for somebody who's a little bit more of the creative type. So you might have to play up the fact that you're innovative, you're a very carefree spirit, for example. So I definitely feel this whole process of, going back and forth and trying to downplay or emphasize, either to downplay or emphasize certain aspects, certain facets of yourself. You might be wondering, which job or which opportunity is even right for me. So I definitely feel like some situation here where you're going to have to juggle different aspects of yourself in order to sell yourself in a very favorable light, okay? At the same time, what I'm feeling is there might be some type of long-standing situation where you're waiting for results, you're waiting for the money, the resources to come through, and you're waiting very, very diligently, and you're hoping that, there's a lot of things that were sent out, like either communication, and you're waiting for it to come through. And I do feel like towards the last part of the month, it's going to get resolved for this month. I do feel that, okay? There will be some communication. There will be the contact that you're hoping for. So I do feel it coming through. And I do sense once again, that 20th time frame is when it's going to come through for you and it will resolve itself. In terms of your financial situation, we have the Three of Pentacles as well as the Eight of Pentacles. So let's talk about this Eight of Pentacles first. This is somebody who is working at their job very diligently, and they are basically very, very good at what they do, okay? Through the process of trial and error, through the process of like having worked there, having gained seniority, you know what you're doing. In the work environment, you're pretty much in the flow of things, okay? I feel a lot of energies where a lot of you might be very, very much focused on the work front. You're working very diligently to the point where you might not be able to socialize too much on the work front. You might just want to be left alone rather than socializing, collaborating with other people. Both of these cards appear in conjunction to one another. Indicates to me that, let's put this into perspective here. You're here working on your own and you're able to create all these things. And it seems like you're doing it in a very expedient manner, meaning you're better off on your own, and you're a fire sign. So of course, fire sign indicates drive, ambition, passion. So if people leave you alone, granted that you love your job, you're going to do it very, very well without minimal supervision, without minimal input from other people, because you know what you're doing. You know how to get the end results, okay? At the same time, I do feel that, there's an energy here with both of these cards appearing in conjunction to one another. It indicates to me like possibly too many cooks spoil the broth, okay? So it's like other people are in your environment and there might be discussions, there might be a lot of talk without any type of action to follow through. So I do feel that both of these cards suggest to me on the financial front, you might be in a position where you are going to have to collaborate with other people. But the information that they give you, the counsel that they give you even, might not be what's appropriate for your working style, for your methodologies, for your technique, or for the worker that you are. So I do sense a little bit of that coming through. What I'm also feeling is we are transitioning from an Eight of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles, meaning there might be a financial shortage that you need to anticipate for, okay? That you might need to once again, balance the checkbook. Once again, look over your expenditures and to try to find ways to smooth things out. Both of these cards are heavily work related as well. So I do feel it is something coming through very, very strongly for this month for a lot of you. And I do sense as well that going out socializing, especially on the work front, it might also drain your resources as well. If you do it too much, if you have a tendency to do it too much, you will start to feel the pinch. But I do feel it's a very collaborative, very cooperative environment, okay, in the work front. So it would be best for you to just rein in the expenditure, but also reassess. Look over the whole bookkeeping process just to see where the expenditures are actually going, okay? And I got a similar message for Sagittarius as well. A lot of it has to do with like bookkeeping, sitting down and really looking through the numbers. Numbers crunching is what I'm feeling. It's going to be very beneficial for you. Now, in terms of your emotional life, we do have the Hangman as well as the Ten of Cups. So the Hangman is a situation where we are waiting in suspension for something, okay? This is also a card about sacrifice. It's also a card about looking at a situation from a different perspective. All of these things are actually very, very noble, very good things that we have to take a step back every once in a while to re-examine a situation. The Ten of Cups usually indicates to me it's the completion. It's also a situation where we are at the apex of emotional happiness, satisfaction, joy, and contentment, okay? In appearing together, it indicates to me, this is a family card. This is a family card right here. And a lot of you might be anticipating either some shifts, some movement, some changes within the family unit. This could be the family that you grew up in, or the family that you have created for yourself, or the future family that you are hoping to create for yourself. Both of these things indicates to me that, especially in terms of like dealing with a family member, there might be situations where you are not seeing eye to eye on, either family planning, how to create harmony within the family, or there might be a lot of concessions that you are making in order to secure a home, in order to stabilize a family life, okay? So what I feel is, first of all, there might be a lot of expenditures in the home front, things that needs to be fixed, children being added to the family, where we have to rather than saving up for that dream vacation or that luxury car, for example, we have to put the money away in the college fund for the kids. So I definitely see some changes, some new addition or subtraction from within the family unit is going to affect you when it comes to long-term planning for certain aspects of your life. For others of you, there might be a situation where you're waiting on contact from a family member. You're waiting on, what you need to do in order to have a family, to start a family. So what I feel is, for a lot of you, you might be in a position currently at work where, the job itself is fine, but you feel like you need to branch out. You feel like you've already learned all there is to learn, all the skills that you need at this current job. So when you're at work, there's this tremendous workflow. It feels almost as if you're in the zone. You know exactly what you're doing. And that usually indicates to me, when someone is in the zone at the work front, it means that they've already learned everything that they need to know to do their job well. And I usually advise people, when you are no longer learning from your environment, when you're no longer learning from your job, it is really important to branch out and look elsewhere, okay? So I feel a lot of you might be in that predicament. You're looking for more opportunities for growth, for expansion, but to also increase your income, mainly because there is some situation here where you're either thinking about, what do I want my family life to be? There might be thoughts or talks with your significant others about children. There might be as well taking in, elderly parents, for example, selling a house, moving house because you want to be in an area that is more conducive for raising a family. So these are major issues, big issues that are coming into your life for this month of August. And I feel like male and female Aries, the female Aries are very, very independent. So I feel like all of these things, even though you might be like a working woman, a career woman, and you're thinking about having children, for example, or adding more people into the family unit or taking on elderly parents, I definitely feel like you're looking for opportunities to expand and to climb up that career ladder, move up vertically or even laterally, because you feel like I've already learned everything there is. So there might be positions that open up within the same company, within the same department. And I feel like you might have already sent out these requests to see whether or not you're going to be able to advance to the next level. You might send out job applications and you're waiting patiently and you feel like I've got this in the bag. And I do feel that it's going to give you very good results, okay? Because you have some very strong cards here that indicate a lot of success and a lot of growth, expansion, and movement. But I feel like upward mobility where you are going to be put in a new position, possibly to manage others, or at least there's an increase in income coming through by the end of the month, okay? So what's coming through next here is we have the Four of Wands and the Queen of Swords. The Four of Wands is a very, very good card. It usually indicates a very stable home environment. It also indicates the marriage card, okay? So a lot of you might be thinking, once again, about the home environment, about taking relationships to the next level. And potentially this deals with weddings, proposals, and things like that. You might be invited to a wedding. You might be in the midst of somebody getting married. You yourself can get a proposal as well. For those of you who are currently dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, this person might be a romantic partner. I feel very, very strongly both of these cards is the happy home and marriage card linked up with a court card, which indicates to me there might be somebody in your midst, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. If you are dating this person, and this can be their sun, moon, or rising, if you are dating this person, I definitely feel there's strong inclination here for something, taking the relationship to the next level, or talks about children, talks about marriage, talks about living together. So I feel like some major milestone, if you're dating an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, some major discussions about an important milestone in your relationship is going to be breached for this month. And I do feel that it's going to be very, very good, very splendid for the direction of the relationship. So if you feel like, in the past, you might have had to expend a lot of money in order to take care of things, for example, I feel like this is a card about joining incomes together. And as a result of it, I feel like there might be that situation where I feel income coming through. So, like I mentioned earlier, towards the 20th or something, I feel like the money comes through. So this could also be like a purely personal partnership where both people pool their resources together. They're living together. They might be pulling their resources together, and as a result, it's going to help you greatly. So I do feel this is a very good union altogether. For those of you waiting for work, I definitely feel an uptick in your financial situation. That's going to allow you as well to increase your income generating potential. But I do feel it coming through very, very strongly, like after the 20th of this month, okay? For others of you who has a family member that you're dealing with, okay? And this is an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. If this is not a romantic partner, this might be somebody in your family that you are heavily dealing with right now. And there might be some talks, discussions about housing situation. There might also be like a reunion somehow. If like it's a family member, there might be some type of a get together, weddings, celebration, anniversaries, or something like that, where you are going to be in contact with this person. And I do feel a little bit of a distance because like geographical distance between you and this person, because based on the background, the location of where you live versus where they live, okay, you're the wands energy, the fire energy, where they live, I feel like there might be a geographical distance, and I see two people coming together. So this indicates to me as well, possibly a reunion, possibly some discussions, possibly an air sign coming into your home environment, okay, either as a guest or as a long-term guest. So there's this really beautiful energy about two people from two separate worlds almost colliding and coming back together. So I feel like this might be either a new person or an old person coming back in that you have a very, very strong connection with. And I feel more of an intellectual connection where you might have similar life experiences. Like fire signs and air signs make a very, very dynamic pair because you spark off each other very nicely. And I do sense like in this situation, you might have a lot of common background, common life stories that you share. And I do feel this is somebody that is going to be able to help you, to give counsel, to help you somewhat. I feel like they're coming through and they're able to help you either refine your resume or, give you advice as to where, if you are looking for work, if you're looking for advice about what to do with a property, if you're looking for practical life advice, if you're looking for where to do that job search to, restart or jumpstart your career, I do feel they're coming in that capacity, okay? Now, in terms of your advice, what we have here is the Two of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. So what I'm sensing here is I feel like this might be your energy. So this is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I feel like for some reason I'm getting this is more your energy. So going back to what I mentioned earlier about, the lifestyle choices that we make, okay? I feel like there might be a little bit of a it's sort of like giving a lot more out and not having enough for yourself, okay? So I want you to really think about, I feel like this card embodies, someone who is very, very financially abundant, okay? And for somebody to be financially abundant, It just means, they make a lot of money. It doesn't really vouch for anything else that is going on in their lives, okay? So separating material success from happiness, from all these other intangible things that you have going on in your life. Money is a means to an end. And if we are a slave to money, we're not going to be able to achieve the quality of life that we want and to be able to enjoy the simple things in life, okay? Such as like being with family, being with friends, taking care of family and friends, or even like enjoying the good and physical or even emotional and mental health that we're supposed to have. So what I feel is, this is your energy where you are very, very abundant. You are very nurturing. You are very caring. And I feel that your friends, your family, everyone knows this about you. And you project this air that no matter whatever else is going in your life, you're always going to be there for other people. Other people might take this situation for granted and they feel like, well, she or he is always you, the Aries. You are always projecting this air to other people. So they feel like, you might always have enough. So they feel like it's okay for them to come and mooch off you. So just be very careful about where you draw the lines and whom you are doing this with and whether or not your efforts are going to be reciprocated, okay? We don't need to do things in order to prove anything to anybody. So I feel like if you're going above and beyond, and every time somebody needs something from you and you're just like, I'm going to give and give and give of myself, but if it's not being reciprocated, then it's not fair. If it's not being reciprocated in the manner that you'd like, then you are going to have to like draw boundaries with certain people. Okay, so just be very mindful about that. What I do feel here is, I do sense there's for a lot of you, there might be a crossroads in a major relationship in your life, okay? I feel like it's playing out like this. We have the Two of Cups, which indicates a very strong soulmate, karmic connection, okay? The Two of Cups is a very reciprocal type of an energy. It's a very, very reciprocal union of two people who care about one another and they take care of one another through thick and thin. So it's telling you to really re-examine the relationships in your lives that are very balanced, that are very foolproof, that are very good for you. Which relationships you have in your life are like this. And it's also forcing you as well to examine these two significant people in your life. A lot of you might have an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and you're asked, so in whatever capacity this significant person is in your life, there's like an equivalent energy of an air sign. So this is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And they're telling you basically which relationship is reciprocal. So if the earth sign is a friend, there's like an equivalent like air sign that is also a friend, and they're asking you to like juxtapose these two people and to figure out for yourself which relationship is, reciprocal, who's reciprocating all of these things for you, and who is also bringing in a lot of stress, or which relationship has always been very, very one-sided. So you want to be very careful about this. This is a really good month to reassess important relationships, like interpersonal relationships, and to figure out where you stand with other people and whether or not you're putting in energy, effort, material resources in the wrong people, in the wrong channels. If it is, then you want to identify it early on and to realize what you need to do in order to either fix this relationship or rebalance it in a way that makes it manageable for you. So you're not the one that is constantly putting in the effort and not getting things reciprocated for you, okay? So I do feel this could be family members, this could be friends. Both of these people could be family members, could be friends, could be even love romantic partners, but it's telling you to re-examine these two people because they have the same standing in your life. And one of them, and I can't tell which one honestly, based on the way these cards are coming out, one of them is they both seem to be very trustworthy, but you have to re-examine where you stand with them and who has been around and who has not, okay?